Stanford is both a world-renowned research university, but it's also a small city. My name is Lincoln Bleveans, and I run Sustainability, Utilities, and Infrastructure for Stanford University. I am so excited about the Climate Tech Map and the infinite possibilities that it holds. So I've gotten into sustainable construction because it is a huge opportunity to move the needle on the climate, but also make things better in terms of economics and the user experience. All of us who work, live, and play in buildings make all of that better. Innovation is critical in the built environment, and that goes to both our legacy building stock, the buildings that we have today, but also the buildings that are yet to be built. And when you think about the next 25 years or so, half the buildings that we need in 2050 haven't even been built yet. So there's a tremendous opportunity to do good and do well by retrofitting old buildings for better financial outcomes, better carbon outcomes, better user experience outcomes, but also apply that even more robustly to the design, engineering, and construction of new buildings, such that we can set them up for success, financial, climate, and user experience from the get-go. There are so many opportunities. Take design optimization, for example. There are opportunities to both design buildings with fewer materials, become more efficient in the way that we use steel, concrete, and glass and other materials, but also enable selection of those materials from a wider palette that includes low-carbon alternatives. Another design imperative is high-performance building retrofits. Think about the shell of a building, the skin of a building, the materials that are used, particularly the insulation that's used to create energy-efficient outcomes. One of the elements of high-performance building retrofits is improving thermal insulation, improving the climate barrier, the temperature barrier, so to speak, between the outside and the inside. If you have better control over the inside environment, you can really optimize the systems and the energy that provide comfort and productivity and general happiness within that building. Another innovation imperative is passive cooling. And what this means is to design buildings so that they cool themselves. And this comes down to the design of the building, the materials that are used in the building, the way that window shades are used, for example, and the way that air flows through the building, so we can let Mother Nature do the work of cooling the building instead of using so many mechanical systems and energy and carbon to create that user outcome. Another key innovation imperative is circular building systems. What if you could design a building that was not only easier to construct through industrialized construction, but also easier and more efficient and more climate friendly to deconstruct, such that a building at the end of its useful life is not a pile of rubble to be carted away somewhere as waste, but is actually reusable in the new building that you're building in its place. One moonshot is carbon removing materials. Now, let me put that into context. The world is projected to add another New York City every month for the next 40 years. Imagine if we could go beyond just low carbon materials and reach towards materials, structural components, coatings, fixtures that actually remove carbon from the atmosphere. Another potential moonshot is innovation in structural materials. Think about the steel and the concrete that we have used for hundreds of years to build buildings. Now imagine if we could improve on those basic components of a building either looking backwards to Mother Nature for wood-based construction, as well as looking forwards to technology and higher strength, higher performance, lower carbon replacements for steel and concrete, and even the opportunity to bring those nature-based solutions and technology-based solutions together. In laminates, for example, where the properties of the wood could be enhanced by the properties of the new technology. First and foremost, it's vital to know that a career is a portfolio and not a path, especially in the incredibly dynamic world that we live in, the incredible pace of technology change, and how new jobs are being created literally every day. Be good at something. Be really good at something. Whatever your sweet spot is, whether it's financial or engineering or human behavior or communications, whatever it is, become really, really good at that. And then layer on your natural curiosity. Learn everything you can about everything you can. I wish everyone could really focus on the opportunities in the space, not just the challenges, not just the problems. Amidst all of the challenges that we have, there is such an opportunity to do good and do well in this area.